Hi everyone, Manuela Marcheggianni from Isomers Skincare. Welcome to our channel. Welcome to your channel. This is a channel where we talk about the science of skincare from a cosmetic chemist and manufacturing point of view. We've been doing that at Isomers Skincare for over 30 years, and so we want to really expand our knowledge about skincare and share what we know. Today, we're going to talk about masks. Masks are very important. Skincare masks. What kind of masks and what to do with different types of skin. So, a mask is a formula that tends to be a little bit heavier. It can be designed to do different things, right? So there's masks that, for dry skin, there's masks for oily skin, there's masks for impurities, there's masks for firming, there's masks for brightening, masks for hydration. So masks are designed to do different things, right? And very specific things. When you're formulating a mask, you're formulating a product that is a little bit richer and heavier because you want to create what is called an occlusive barrier. Occlusion is when you cover something and it doesn't breathe anymore. It literally suffocates it in that area. So there's no breathing. And the reason why you want to do that, it's like an occlusive barrier is like your plastic wrap or a Ziploc bag. When you put something inside, you create an occlusive barrier. There's no air or moisture going in and out, right? It kind of gets trapped inside. When you have a mask formula, you basically are creating an occlusive barrier. So you do this for a couple of reasons. You're doing this because you're going to put a mask on clean skin, and the skin technically should be open, so the pores are going to, or the skin is going to be open and receptive. When you put a mask on with its active ingredient, it's going to help push it down. It's going to have a more of an intensive kind of relationship with the skin surface. So that occlusive barrier helps with the treatment. Ideally with masks, the magic number is 10 minutes. So you want a mask on your skin in that area a minimum of 10 minutes. 5 minutes ain't gonna work. Studies show it's a 10-minute is minimum. So 10 minutes is the minimum you keep a mask on. And after that, it's up to you, up your own comfort, if you want to keep it on for 15 or 20 minutes after that, or add another 10 minutes to it, because that then is going to be your time when you're putting a mask on. When you put a mask on, also do a little bit of massage before putting a mask on, because that also helps with the microcirculation. It's going to help with how the product is received in your skin, and it really helps with the results of the masking, okay, when you're doing a mask. Masks should be done between, 1 to 2 times a week. It's not something you're going to do every day. It's probably too intensive. It also takes a bit of time. You need, 10, 15 minutes every time you're doing it, and it needs to be part of a plan. But masks are very effective because they can treat or speed up or really have a great payoff for your skin. So what type of mask to use? Well, if you have dry skin, you're going to want a hydrating mask. You want a mask that's hydrating your skin, pushing in more moisture. So you're going to plump up your skin. You're going to work, when you're dealing with dry skin, one of the keys to having success with your masking is you cleanse your skin, do a very light exfoliation, because when dry skin isn't exfoliated properly, there's like even oily skin the same. You have like a little bit of a layer of dry skin on top or superficial dehydration. That actually affects how much your skin is going to absorb. So exfoliate, then put your moisturizing mask on, leave it on for 10 or 15 minutes. That's going to be probably one of the nicest plumping masks to use. If you have oily skin or enlarged pores, you want to use a mask that has a bit of beta hydroxy in there, a salicylic acid, maybe some azelaic acid in there. That's going to go into the follicle, start to liquefy some of the sebum so it can come out of that follicle. It's going to come off onto your skin after 10 or 15 minutes. You're going to wash that one off. So that's a very important kind of mask for oily skin or blackheads or problematic skin. If you have combination skin, you should be using a combination of masks. You can target, and this is something that I think is not talked about enough, or people don't practice enough. They take one, I'm going to use this kind of mask all over my face, but you should actually be targeting your skin. You know, what kind of mask does it need for every part, right? So I would do like some kind of detoxifying mask here with the salicylic acid and the azelaic and maybe some niacinamide, and then I would do some hydration around with a different mask. And that's okay, because you can get a lot of benefits because masking is, part of it is the exfoliation and cleaning, part of it is going to be the nourishing, and the other part's going to be the hydrating and the building of the skin. So masks have a very important role to play, and you should be using a variety of different masks at different times of the year, different times of the month, because your skin is going to be reacting differently depending on diet, depending on your stress level, depending on the routine that you have. So masks are great. Masks should be used, and combining masks are also a really good thing, but don't mix them all together in your hand or on the skin. Use them site specifically, right? Do a nice kind of eye mask that's a little bit lighter, that maybe is going to deal with, you know, dark circles. You can do something that's detoxifying in the T-zone. You can do something that's very firming and lifting on the neck and décolleté area. Don't be afraid also to take your mask down to this part, because when you're thinking about the skin and the face, I always think about, you know, art. And when you see, you know, famous artists or you know, leaders in you know, Rome or whatever, all these busts that are made, you know, the busts are usually of people, you know, shoulder, neck up. So that is your entire kind of face. So your mask should come down to this area too, because you want to treat this skin and keep it even with the rest of your skin. And masking is a really great way of doing that. Masking is also really great because it allows you the opportunity to massage your skin and get some lymphatic stimulation and drainage, which is also going to help nourish your skin from within. How long is too long to wear a mask? I guess if you got to listen to your skin, right? So if you're using a detoxifying, though, some of these masks, especially for acne prone skin, tend to be very drying and stripping. Those ones, and especially you put them on and they're clay masks and they tighten up and they're starting to suck everything out. You can even feel it pulsating sometimes because they're just so drying. You really don't want to have that mask on for more than 15 minutes. No. Any kind, or a mask with a high concentration of acids, like, you know, glycolic acid or lactic acid or malic acid, and you feel the prickling. Again, 10 minutes, take it off, you know, 15 minutes, take it off. Take it off with lukewarm water, you know, tepid water. You don't want to keep it on too long. But if you're using a hyaluronic mask, a collagen mask, something that is designed for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant mask, something that's going to be bringing moisture into the skin, you can sleep in that mask. That is a very good one, unless it's irritating you for some reason, unless it's uncomfortable for some reason, but you can actually keep that on. Some masks are actually designed, they call them overnight masks. So what they are is rich formulas that create a bit of an occlusive barrier, so you wake up with less dehydrated skin. And they're very successful, especially for dry skin types. So you can stay with a mask overnight if it's designed to be overnight, but don't take it upon yourself to use an exfoliating mask, for example, or a clay mask, for example, so a drying mask, and use that overnight. That's too much. Anytime your skin is starting to send you signals of pain, discomfort, tightening, all of that, take your mask off. It's always better to start slow, build up, and get the good results. But if you go too far, you know, when you're young, you think, you know, I can damage my skin, I can do whatever I want, my skin is going to repair itself. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can create damage at a deeper level. And then as the skin continues to rebuild itself, it just duplicates that damage over and over and over again, and you never get away from it. So it's better to go slow. It's better to go light. It's better to go 10-15 minutes, and then for most of the masks. And if you want to do a hydration mask, that one is like keeping moisture on your skin. Nothing wrong with that, and that's going to give you those really good results. Hope you enjoyed the conversation on masks, the different types of masks and their purposes. I look forward to your questions and comments. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today.